Welcome back to Hot Talk Horror to Me, the only horror movie review podcast / live stream that always knew that you can make a horror flick for under $1,000. Before we bring in Carly and Brooke, because I love them so much, let's see what we're looking at tonight. Tonight we review Milk and Cereal. Milk and Cereal is a 2024 found footage horror movie written, directed, and starring YouTube personality Curry Barker of the channel That's a Bad Idea. Barker and Cooper Tomlinson star as a fictional duo of the popular channel Prank Brothers for the film. In Milk and Cereal, a surprise birthday prank takes a turn for the worse when a popular social media duo must face the reality of the terrifying aftermath. Welcome, one and all. Hey,
hello,
ladies. How are you?
Hey, wonderful. How are you?
I'm fantastical. And I'm feeling so good because I was delighted by this film. But we'll get to what I think later. I want to know, Carly, what you think.
Oh, wow. Minute one, it had me hooked. I didn't know what to expect going in. Like I said, I went, backstage. I went in blind, and it had me from the beginning. It had me jump scared. It had me cursing at the thing. It had me going, oh my God, because it's on YouTube. So I'm watching it on my computer with headphones on. And when squish, 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 when the head into the concrete, oh my God, it was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. It was, the acting was great. You wouldn't have known that it was done for less than $1,000. You just wouldn't have. And it was fun to watch it unfold, and the twist was fantastic.
I agree. How about you, Brooke? You're giggling over there.
Okay, so I'm not usually a fan of found footage, but this one I liked. It was realistic. It was something that could really happen, so that's why I'm like, oh, kind of scary that this could really happen in real life. But I like the actors. I like the main character, Milk. I like him. He's good. He did a good job. And his friend kind of annoyed me a little that he wouldn't stand up to him, but it is what it is.
I hear you. I do love the fact of the twist. I do like what Carly said about the unfolding. And this is one of those films where we see it so much. It's very TikTokable. It's very Reels-ish, in terms of like, oh, this is what we typically see in our social media. It's just now in long form. So it's even less found footage than what we expect to see every day by people just selfieing and like telling their stories. And it felt more like that than like a shaky cam Blair Witch style that we, from 30, 40 years ago. So I think that made it easier to digest in its format. Two, the fact that we have like Jackass and other things like that are doing pranks. So that's very realistic. I like how they kept going back and forth between like the story would unfold and then it would backtrack it from another perspective to see what was happening and then overlay kind of like going back and forth. So that I think like even the whole thing with the jacket, like what was it with the jacket until we understood the point of the jacket. And man. And I didn't expect what Curry's character was going to do. I didn't know his background and what his deal was. So to make it like both a prank gone wrong and like, oh, by the way, we have a killer in our midst. Pretty fantastic. And in the ending, I think, while Cooper's character was pretty much like psychologically laid to waste by Curry's character, the fact that I think everybody got what's coming to them was kind of satisfying as well. I thought that was cool. And yeah, to make a film, a 62-minute film, I have
Uh-huh.
never heard of these guys. I never heard That's a Bad Idea. And as I told Carly backstage, I love this film after knowing nothing about it. And I went back today because I was like, oh, I got 45 minutes before we're coming on. And I watched like 5 more of their short films.
Oh,
And they're all fantastic. They all
Nice.
have been done very well. I mean, Curry
Okay.
cries on a dime. It's like moments notice the guy is just shedding tears. I'm like, damn, these people are
Wow.
yeah, it's no joke. They're good actors, absolutely. And the last one I watched was called Enigma with Cooper primarily, and Curry
Okay.
was just a pizza delivery man. It wasn't horror. It was just very touching, kind of an end of the world spin, but like very touching and socially had a lot of commentary to it. And I was like, wow, this is really, really good. I mean, they have a good range. So anybody who has not looked at the YouTube channel, it's a bad idea. Definitely give them a look.
Yes.
If you like this film after watching it, I think they got a lot more coming. And I have one more film to watch called The Chair that apparently did very well at festivals from these two. And I'm excited to watch that too. So
how long is that one?
that one I don't know. I could look it up while we're talking, but it's also a short film, so probably between 20 and 40 minutes, I would imagine.
That would have been messed up if this whole movie was a prank. Like at the end, it was a prank. I would have been like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. But
Hi,
like
Shirley.
I said, go ahead.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
Oh, hi.
So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than I was just like floored by
Yes.
the quality of this film. I was like, oh, YouTube channel, amateur hour. But man, the cuts, the cinematography, the editing, the acting,
Mhm.
couldn't say more about it. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
The older guy did a really good job too.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, he was
did.
Yeah, he was a good crazy and a good like victim.
Yeah.
So.
He was like, "Oh man, do you think you really fell for it?" I'm like, "What?"
I think the worst person of the whole film, unfortunately, was the son.
Yeah.
I think he was a little not exaggerated, but there was something about his performance that didn't match up to the caliber of the other ones.
Yeah.
So I mean, of all things said, if that's the worst thing. So anyway, let me go into pros and cons then. So that is my con. Is the son, the actor who played the son, just wasn't. It felt like out of place. Maybe not bad acting, but out of place in this film. The pro is all the twists and turns and rewinding of the story to give you that different element. Just fantastic. How about you, Carly? Pros and cons.
My con is you see time of death for one, but not time of death for the other. So I don't know if they're both dead.
Mm,
You know what I'm talking about?
I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's it for cons. The rest of the whole movie was a pro. The entire movie was a pro.
And I will tell you,
hear the body fall after the second shot. His body fell.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. I kind of that threw me off. By the way, not the time of death, but the day he died or the day they died.
Yes.
They kept doing those little like cards in between. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Which just let me like it's like, oh, I need to pay attention because something's happening and I don't understand it. So it really did put you level setting. Like, wait, something's gonna die. Wait, whoa. Let's focus. This is not like a passively. It's like, oh look, a squirrel, and then be like, wait, what happened? I mean, it's tight. It's a tight 60 minutes. So, all right. How about you, Ms. Brooke?
My pro is, like I said, is realistic because if you haven't watched a few like TikToks and YouTube, like whenever you work with someone else, it does kind of get hectic. Like you get heated arguments between each other. I watched this one TikTok where these two people got into a heated argument. They was really mad and one of them killed the other one. So it really does happen.
Oh my God.
It really does happen.
What?
Yes, it really does happen. So I was like, this is realistic. Like, this is scary. And then my con, I would say, I don't know if I have a con. I guess it would be the sun too. That would be my con, the sun too. But other than that, the movie was good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go right into this now. Our favorites.
Ooh.
So that being said, I'll take the first stab because I think my favorite was the garage / warehouse,
Mhm.
the killing floor, as we would like to call it.
Yes.
And Carly, you had mentioned the squish, squish, squish
Oh,
off
yes.
camera,
Oh,
which
yes.
always is a lot grosser than having to see it. So I think the best moment was just like the lengths this guy would go to, and just like how diabolical he was, and the fact that he was proud of himself. I like that kind of serial killer-esque, like, oh, this is why it is, and this is my pattern, and this is what I'm going for next, and I'm going to be world famous. And it was weird because is that why people do YouTube channel stuff? Is they want to be an influencer?
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to be an influencer as well as something else. So
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Brooke.
So my favorite is when he was killing everybody. So basically, he got mad at his friend. He got mad at his friend for banning him from the YouTube channel. So he just started killing people for his YouTube channel. So he's just like, I'm just gonna kill people for my YouTube channel.
Which I think is, you bring up a point that it's talked about in the film, but not really talked about in the film. That one guy they bought the gun from, who they found on the dark web, right?
Yes.
So when we're thinking about like,
my favorite part.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So I won't say too much, but the fact that like, wait, so the regular Prank Brothers is on the regular web, and then this guy's like videoing the killings must still be on the dark web, right? So that must be where his subscribership comes from, the dark web. Yeah. So I'm sorry. So Carly, you go ahead. What is your favorite?
Well, it's simply because it was an actual jump scare. When because I thought he was going to be the bad guy to begin with, and he put the gun there and pulled that trigger, and I jumped and I cursed. I was like, oh, okay.
Are we talking about in the desert, or are you talking about at the end?
No, we're talking about in the van.
Van. Yes. That did scare the crap out of me.
Oh, that scared me. I was like,
I thought he was dead. I was like,
I was like, that is a terrible business model. Like, hey, let me show you how this works. I guess I
He
don't
was
have to
just
worry
like,
about my taxes anymore. So, and as always in these found footage films, like, don't film me. And then they sneak a camera in anyway and film the whole thing without blurring his face. So I was like, it's like that's one of the tropes now with found footage, is that there's always a reason why the camera is running. At least this was actively running, versus some people like, I just put the camera down and now I'm showing you everything. Sometimes it makes no sense why the camera's in a position it's in. But in this one, because two people were doing their own found footage camera thing, that you had a reason. Even the glasses with the
Those
video.
are spy glasses.
No, they're not. No, they're fine. So I thought that was kind of clever, as they didn't waste redundant camera work. Of like, to be absolutely no reason why the camera would be on, but yet it was on. Yeah. So I think they addressed it well enough for me to be like, like in paranormal activity, it always. There was like, really, why is that camera? Why are they filming that? Why is the wife screaming bloody murder and the husband's running to go to get the camera to make sure he catches it on film? It's like, some of those things, like, really? That's not the way real life happens. But in this one, it felt a little more realistic.
I like it when the two people went in his room and discovered all the blood cells. And like, so it makes you think he's been doing this the whole time. Like, before they was even YouTubing, like, he was killing people.
Right.
And taking their blood.
Which is kind of a very cool souvenir, by the way. As opposed to, like, there were some serial killers that took driver's licenses, locks of hair.
Don't forget the ear.
The
ear. Yeah, the ear.
So, but Viles is pretty clean. Yeah. It's like he keep it in a little small area. I just thought that he did in a very nice way.
Okay. Did he cut her hand off, or was I just dreaming that? Like, her hand was.
Were you smoking a dope?
No, her hand was like, what do you call it?
Are you talking about Laura?
Yeah, Laura. Like, did he cut her hand off? Because I saw her hand in the cuff.
I don't remember. I think it was just the way she was laying. I don't remember there being more than just
rewatch it and look in the background. You'll see the hand hanging.
Maybe it's a different hand. Maybe it's a mannequin hand just hanging out there. Maybe,
I
maybe
don't
it's
think
a
it's a
hand from
mannequin.
Talk to Me.
It had blood. It had blood on it.
I don't know. You watch it again, Brooke, and you let us know. I'm not going to do the work for you. Like, listen, you do the work. You tell me if I'm wrong. No, you do the work. I have to go watch your next film. I can't be tied down to watching more films of the same. But with that, we're coming down to it. Actually, this is going pretty fast. So I'm going to keep talking about this film. I will, as I said, Carly, behind backstage, Enigma, Warnings, Heavy Eyes. Like this crew delves into like a little bit different subject matter. This is the first found footage one he did that I've read, that I've watched so far. But yeah, they just have. I mean, I feel like this is like the next M. Night. Like this is like these are going to be film auteurs like going forward. And the fact that I read a little bit more about this film, where they were going to pay like $2.99. You'd have to rent it on Shudder or something. But he's like, no, I think our fans deserve this, and it only cost us, $800 to make. So why don't we just put it on our YouTube channel for free? Yeah. Which again, stellar. I would have never even heard of this film had it been behind a paywall.
Did you notice though that all the cuts for commercials came at just the right time?
Yes.
Oh, I was impressed. I was like,
yeah. Sometimes it just cuts you off, and you're like, wait, aren't we in the middle of the scene? Yeah, I really hate choppy cuts like that, but this, you say everything felt very natural, like well placed. I don't know if you could do that in a film. Like, oh, by the way, we need to make sure we set our commercial breaks.
Maybe they knew.
Maybe they knew. Maybe I mean, obviously they've been doing this a while. So, but you know what? If they're getting ad revenue from this film, fantastic. There was another film that dropped. One of the ones I mentioned, that had 5.5 million views.
That was The Chair, I think.
The Chair. And then this film that we watched as of August of this year, because this just dropped this year, had like almost 400,000 views. So to get 400,000 views on a 1 hour YouTube movie show, whatever you want to call it, it's big. So I figure like this thing is by the end of the year will probably definitely be as word of mouth spreads and people found out about social.
I don't know. A lot of people are talking about this movie on Facebook. I even found Carrie. So yeah, and his mom was talking about it. His aunt was talking about it. I'm like, dang,
nice.
Yeah.
See, there you go. It's like I just happened to cross it. I'm like, what is this? It sounds cool. Let's watch it. And it was my turn. So yeah, the fact that
I'm glad you picked it.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too, because like I said last week,
across it.
I don't know. It was like a Facebook ad or some sort of whatever, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I just wrote it down in my notes and said, well, let me look at it real quick on YouTube to make sure we can watch it, and we could. And I'm like, all right, we're on. Everybody's got YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go into the next, which is how we're going to rate this film. We are a few minutes early, but I want to know, Carly.
Yes.
What do you give this film?
I give this film 5 creepy smiles.
I think that's just his face.
I don't know, but just that smile, that was just diabolical. It was creepy. It was fantastic.
Oh my God, it was. Even like the article I'm reading about it, just to show the kids. I mean, that's creepy. That's a creepy smile. It's like too much smile, too much teeth, a little predatory. I feel like he's a shark ready to eat me. So, how about you, Ms. Brooke?
I'm gonna give it 5 head bashes into the, I guess, ground.
Ooh.
I mean, come on, you just did that to like make Carly all skeevy.
Man, I tell you,
I understand.
Listening to it up like this,
Oh, that's like surround sound right in your ear holes. So
yeah, she's gone.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, I'd be very curious, like what happens next, because they got the key to the garage or the storage unit or whatever that was. So they had stuff going on like beyond this. I mean, while we find out what happens, supposedly what happens to 2 people, Well, we know what happens to one person.
Mhm.
Corey and Carly, the jury's still out about the other person when the body hit the
Oh,
floor.
well, yeah.
We're assuming maybe he did not do what he did. But the way he was sitting in that bathtub, I kind of feel like he wasn't going
Yeah.
to miss. That was just so
Yeah.
sad. That bathtub was so sad.
Man, he was like, just kill me.
Just kill me.
I know, and it was so crazy. I'll get to my 5 of my review in a second, but it was so crazy how that Curry's character was just like, "Come on, you're gonna make me do this on my own. You killed that guy. Now you're gonna make me do this by myself." And it was just like, my God, how much guilt were you putting on this guy?
Right. He was like, his body's heavy. Like, okay.
No, I gotta clean up all by myself. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out a way out of this. He knew.
Okay.
And I could definitely see this in a long form film of like
Yes.
very Seven. If you remember Seven, like
No, I
what's his name?
Oh yeah.
What is his name? I can't think of his name.
Brad Pitt?
Anyway, no, the bad guy.
Oh.
Can't think of his name. I can think of Morgan Freeman. I can think of Brad Pitt, but I cannot think of the bad guy. That being said, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. So like
He's
Kevin
a bad
Spacey,
guy in
like
real life too. So
yeah, I know. I mean, we learned through his journals like why he selected the 7 deadly sins and how everything was very formulated. So I kind of would love to see, and again, that was very reminiscent of this film as well, is like it was very formulated, and I didn't even know that he was 7 and my 7 films, 7 kills. So the idea of like seeing this in a longer form of like the intricacy of the killing, I think would be very cool. And with that said, I'm giving this also a 5, and I'm going to give it 5 quibs. Oh, I'm sorry,
okay.
quibs, and because I thought that was, I don't know, for some reason that really like cracked me up at the beginning when he didn't know how to call a squib. So I don't know. That just kind of like endeared me to the character so super quickly, and I don't know why, because it was such a an intentional flub, correction. But I don't know. Just whatever it was, it just made me like 7, and it made me like the other cast of characters that was coming up. And like I said, Milton was spectacular in this, like as both like a weird homeless guy who has mental disorders, but he's just an actor from the streets.
Yeah.
and also when I can't think of Curry's name in the film, but when he knocks the hat off Milton in the alley, and we're all like, oh
yeah,
like he just had that weird.
Was
that weird look on his face when he went to retrieve the hat. Like,
he was psycho looking. He scared me sitting on the couch. He was just sitting there. And then he'd go downstairs and just watch him like.
Yeah, so there was a lot of elements in this that was very reminiscent of like other found footage of like people just staring off or not responding or very slack-jawed. So I think it's like the actors and actresses in this film just were stellar.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say about this. So that being said, I got nothing else, but I will have one more thing, which is Brooke.
What?
You have a film coming up. You are the next on this. So tell us about your selection, what it is, and where we get to see it.
It is Apartment 7A, and it's, I don't know if this is a sequel or a prequel to Rosemary's Baby.
Oh,
I think it's a prequel.
A prequel. Yeah, I think it's a prequel too.
All right. Does that mean I have to watch Rosemary's Baby too?
You can watch it after, but I don't think it fits well with the movie. I don't know.
Okay.
They would have to remake Rosemary's Baby. But
I think
Apartment 7A.
They did. It was not good.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't. So where can we see this fine film?
You can watch it on Paramount Plus or Vudu.
Vudu.
You will have to pay for Vudu though.
Oh, all right.
Which y'all got it for free.
Well, thank you for letting me know that it's a prequel, because I don't think I knew that.
I think I just read up on it.
Yeah, it's about the girl that Rosemary met in the laundry room. Remember the girl? I
haven't seen Rosemary's Baby in like 20 years. So
oh man,
that's what I'm saying.
It's her story.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
so give us
Yeah.
some setup. What happened in the laundry room between Rosemary and this character that makes her powerful enough to get her own story?
Well, she was living with the two people that Rosemary basically was introduced to. The old couple.
Okay, I
Okay.
remember the old
The
couple. They
old
were super
the
creepy.
old couple that
Yeah.
the old evil couple. Them.
Okay, so
She was living with them.
okay, and she was like
Oh.
part of the cabal. I'm assuming at
I
that point in
don't want to
Rosemary's
tell
Baby.
you.
Okay.
To tell you
Yeah.
the movie.
See,
I don't want to
I
tell you.
remember Rosemary's Baby is like, what did you do to my baby? Look at his eyes. What about his eyes? And it felt like everybody in that apartment building was in on the cult.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I'm assuming that this character in this
Yeah.
movie, this prequel,
She's
obviously
not in on
ends-
it though.
okay, good.
Okay.
All right, we'll
All
see.
right. Well,
We will
we'll
see.
watch the movie.
Will we though? Maybe
Yeah,
I'll just
watch
go to
it,
Wiki and do the summary. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't like demonic horror films kind of like run its course again?
Yeah.
Just as an FYI,
Good. This one's good though.
I mean, there's been some good ones like the Pope's Exorcist, or the Pope's Exorcist with Russell
Mhm.
Crowe is good. There's been a lot of good things, but it seems like the resurgence has been so much. Like it was like, oh man, is it the mid 2020s? Oh, we need to do 47 demonic
yeah,
Catholic films.
possession movies.
Yeah.
Like The Deliverance. That's gonna be my next one. Y'all have to
Oh,
watch
but focus up.
it.
I said, but I'm going to put that in there just to have it on my list. But yeah, it just seems like I'm kind of getting tired. I don't know if it's because they're so plentiful on not social media, on streaming services. Is that every third film is a possession film,
Yeah.
or some
Mhm.
demonic exorcism, something.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm just
Shirley agrees and says, but it's what people want.
is it what we want, or is it what the studios want us to want? That's my question.
Want us to want.
I mean, because
Mm.
one of my favorites, Terrifier 3,
Ugh.
is out or coming out, and that's what I want. I want a movie where people are like running out of the theater, like feeling green around the gills. That's what I want in my movies. Carly says no. Carly's like, no, I want a Nightmare Before Christmas. Thank you very much.
I don't know. We turned her into a horror. I wouldn't say guru,
murder
but yeah.
I mean, look at Carly's like moving. She's like, I need more killing. I need more killing. Let's say there was only
But
like
I don't like Terrifier. I did not like
Yeah.
the Terrifier stuff.
because it's just
Was
it's
it
a
too
lot
bloody,
gratuitous.
too gory.
It's
It
very
was too much.
yeah. It's yeah.
It was
Your
just too much
brain
for
doesn't
me.
want to see all that, and I get that. You want a little more.
Is it worse than
psychological-
Saw?
Yes.
I won't watch that either, but
It seems to me that at this point in time, Saw is so much more nuanced and artistic versus Terrifier. So just like I don't know, Terrifier is just unhinged. It seems like Saw is almost cinematic, classics at this point in comparison. So yeah, I think too. I think Shirley had asked last week is horror going downhill? Are we kind of like running out of things? I don't know if we are. I think we're retreading a lot of ground. But again, watching this film tonight, Milk and Cereal, it feels fresh. It feels new. It feels like what a younger filmmaker is thinking about.
Yeah.
And while he may be influenced by 80 years of horror, he's coming up with his own delivery, his own way of doing things. And I think that's what keeps horror, even if it's the same tropes, I think that's what keeps it fresh. So.
And he's only in like his mid-20s, early 20s. I'm he did an excellent job.
Yeah, he's way too ambitious. I mean, I was still working at Wendy's and going to college. It's like I was in the wrong era, I think. But it's amazing what these younger filmmakers are doing. Absolutely. So, all right. Well, with that, my lovelies.
Much love.
Hey, that was pretty good. I like that one.
Right.
Not too distorted. I mean, that is like how my heart is distorted. But my love for you is gold. Mwah. So thank you, Carly. Bye to you and Miss Brooke. Sending love. And to our audience, thank you very much again for watching. We love to be here for you. We love to bring you new things you haven't heard about, things to make you think. And we also love to be here to scare you later.